Y'all know the entertainment industry is constantly pushing and throwing a lot of juicy bits at us. Now, all we have to do is sit back and watch. And you guys, speaking of juicy bits, the chaos between Sabrina Carpenter and Camilla Cabello has officially reached peak intensity. Things have completely spiraled out of control. And let me tell you, it's looking worse by the minute. Honestly, Camilla should have kept her distance from all this drama because now Sabrina Carpenter is tearing her apart. Literally, no holds barred, and it's getting ugly. And can we talk about how it's always the same story? Two women going at each other's throats over a man whenever there's a love triangle rumor. It's exhausting, but we'll get into that tea a little later. For now, sit tight with your popcorn in your hands, because we need to unpack everything that's been going down. So, the beef between Sabrina Carpenter and Camilla Cabello is reaching a whole new level, with Shawn Mendes caught smack dab in the middle, and it's messier than your worst breakup. If you haven't heard about this ridiculous love triangle by now, where have you been? Sabrina Carpenter, Camilla Cabello, and Shawn Mendes have been at the center of this juicy saga for weeks, and let's be honest, there's no way you've missed the headlines. What started off as a few rumors about Sabrina and Camilla's ties to Shawn has now turned into full-blown chaos. Seriously, it's been wild. But before we get into the latest tea from this trio, let's backtrack for a second, because what led up to this is crucial. Sabrina Carpenter didn't just drop news on us, she launched a full-on bombshell, and her fans were out here playing detective, connecting the dots quicker than the FBI. It turns out that Mr. I'm always honest Shawn Mendes hasn't been entirely truthful with us. Yeah, remember when Shawn and Camilla Cabello were the golden couple of Hollywood? You couldn't go a week without seeing them on a red carpet at some event, or dropping a hot new music collab together. And can we just take a moment to remember and recognize how iconic Señorita was? That song had fans in a chokehold. Señorita practically took over the world. I mean, you couldn't walk into a cafe, get into a car, or scroll through social media without hearing that sultry chorus. It was that level of obsession. It wasn't just a song, it was a movement. The kind of song that made you feel sexy even if you were sitting in your PJs eating cold pizza. Señorita was the soundtrack of people's lives for months on end, and honestly, some of us are still recovering from how good it was. Oops, carried away. Now, back to Camilla and Shawn. They were so attached at the hip that you couldn't mention one without the other. I mean, Shawn even admitted that every single song he wrote was about Camilla. Every single one. Romantic? Sure, but also maybe a little obsessive, don't you think? Anyway, after their so-called picture-perfect relationship went up in flames, everyone was waiting with bated breath to see who Shawn would get cozy with next. Enter Sabrina Carpenter. And, phew, if you thought the Olivia Rodrigo-Joshua Bassett saga was chaotic, this takes things to another level. By early 2023, Shawn Mendes and Sabrina Carpenter were setting off whispers across the internet, and fans were working overtime to piece together every little clue. The sparks between them seemed undeniable. But before we talk about the juicy details, let's fast forward a bit to the big reveal that had everyone talking. Eagle-eyed fans noticed something very telling. Shawn had been spotted wearing a necklace with Sabrina's birthstone as far back as January 2023. And it didn't stop there. When he showed up at the Vanity Fair Oscars afterparty, he wasn't just wearing any old accessory. Oh, no. He rocked the necklace under a sheer turtleneck. Subtle? Not at all. Now, let's rewind to where it all began. February 19th, 2023. A Deux Moi tipster casually mentioned spotting Shawn and Sabrina on a clear-as-day date at Horses in LA. This tip included all the details. Sabrina was in a little brown miniskirt, and Shawn was rocking a newly shaved head and a white sweater. According to the tipster, they looked very comfortable. Naturally, this little nugget of gossip sparked a frenzy. By February 27th, paparazzi pictures emerged of the two strolling through LA, adding more fuel to the fire. Even though they weren't caught doing anything romantic, their body language told fans everything they needed to know. Something was up. Then, on March 10th, 2023, Shawn and Sabrina were seen leaving Miley Cyrus's album release party together. They tried to play it cool, doing the whole one person walks out first to avoid paparazzi tricks thing, but please, no one was buying it. if that wasn't enough to stir the pot, just 2 days later, on March 12th, the duo attended the Vanity Fair Oscars after-party, and while they didn't walk the red carpet together, fans quickly spotted them leaning into each other during casual chats in the background of party footage. Sabrina even glanced Shawn's way multiple times during her red carpet interviews. Can you say smitten? Finally, by March 13th, a source came forward and confirmed that Shawn and Sabrina were indeed dating, telling Entertainment Tonight, "They have been hanging out a lot and trying to keep things low-key. Shawn is happy." The same source also shut down rumors that Shawn was romantically involved with his chiropractor, Dr. Jocelyn Miranda, clarifying that their relationship was purely platonic. By this point, it was clear that whatever was going on between Sabrina and Shawn was more than just a casual fling. But wait, just when things were heating up, Shawn threw us all a curveball. On March 17, 2023, in an interview with RTL Boulevard, he flat out denied the dating rumors, saying, "We are not dating." Just like that. No explanation, no details. Nothing. And can we all agree that this was a complete mind-boggler? I mean, sure, Shawn, but we've seen this playbook before. Remember when he denied dating Camilla Cabello too? Because these two were practically giving off couple vibes all over the place, and Sabrina was even rocking Shawn's hoodies. Everyone knows the hoodie rule, right? When you're borrowing his clothes, it's practically official. Fans were scratching their heads like, what just happened? How could he deny it like that? And to make things even weirder, he said, "We are not dating, but I think we should talk about Tommy Hilfiger more than Sabrina." What? Now, we all know they were an item. Maybe their fling was shorter than a TikTok trend, but it was definitely something. And get this, the real tea spilled when we found out that Shawn rejected Sabrina because to him, she was just a rebound while he and Camilla were on a break. Ouch! It seems like all along, Shawn was plotting to get back with Camilla. He wasn't ready to throw away their 2-year relationship that easily. And let me tell you, the Coachella kiss confirmed everything. Yep, right after he publicly shut down rumors about dating Sabrina, Shawn and Camilla were spotted at Coachella locking lips like it was the last kiss on earth. But before we could even get our heads around that steamy moment, sources came out saying they hadn't actually rekindled their romance. Confused? Same. It was like Shawn couldn't decide what he wanted. Camilla clearly wasn't interested in getting back together, even though Shawn was clearly desperate to patch things up. But then, just days later, they both denied any talk of getting back together. Like, what? And speaking of Camilla, she was over here dating Austin Kevich, the CEO of Locks Club. Their relationship seemed solid until they broke up in February, which is a key detail. Why? Because it turns out Camilla might have broken up with Austin to reconcile with Shawn in January. Whew, messy, right? But here's the real disappointment. Instead of these two ladies directing their frustration at Shawn, they ended up in the classic girl versus girl showdown. So predictable! Sabrina, of course, didn't take it lying down. She poured all her heartbreak into her album Shorts and Sweet, and it was like reading a diary with every juicy detail about Shawn. And let me tell you, fans were living for the shade. On her track, Sharpest Tool, she flat out calls Shawn not the brightest bulb in the shed. I mean, when she sang, "How you guilt-tripped me to open up to you, then you logged out, leaving me dumbfounded." Oh, it was clear she was calling him out. The track, Dumb and Poetic in particular, had some biting lyrics that called out manipulative behavior and less than brilliant moves, leading fans to believe that Shawn wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in Sabrina's shed. But the real kicker? Sabrina didn't just roast him once. She dragged him across multiple songs. In Coincidence, she made it obvious she was talking about someone who wasn't over their ex. Shawn. Much? Fans didn't even need to guess. The lyrics are too on point. The second I put my head on your chest, she knew got a real sixth sense. Sabrina sang, hinting at how Camilla Cabello was always lurking in the background. It's messy, it's dramatic, and it's far from over, guys. Looks like this love triangle has left all of us, especially Shawn, more confused than ever. Do let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. See you next time!